The much anticipated, highly anticipated, much awaited, long awaited, highly anticipated, highly anticipated, that's it. The PTR Spiritus. We got it. We're gonna try it, and we're gonna do our normal test, sound, a modified gas test, and a flash test at the end. We're also gonna compare it against a couple other awesome suppressors that I have here. One thing I wanna address first before we get into it, the first video I posted on this thing was a terrible video. Like, I'm just gonna come out and say it for multiple reasons. Number one, I believe it was misleading. Number two, I sounded like an idiot while I was talking on camera. Like, it was just a mess. I believe it was misleading because I was shooting that thing without ears on and I was doing it comfortably. That was not a lie. That was no BS. The microphone I used and the settings I used were identical to all of the other suppressor videos I did before that. So everything was the same. What you hear on camera is what I heard in person. This thing, not this thing, but that rifle sounded like an airsoft gun. I understand that different shooting environments affect the sound differently, mainly out of the muzzle. What I didn't anticipate, and I still cannot explain, is the sound out of the port. So I got 0 port pop when I shot it there at that range in Las Vegas. And I don't understand that because the sound is right here. So I don't know, I'm not an audio engineer, I don't get it. It did, for sure, muffle the sound of that suppressor. And unfortunately, when we were out there, I only had the Dillon and a couple other cans to test out, so I had nothing to compare. So I was going purely off of this and the Dillon, and both of them sounded amazing. And also, to be clear, because I feel like some people just assume that, you know, I'm being paid to do the things that I'm doing. I'm not. I was never paid by PTR. I still have never been paid by PTR. I've never been paid by anybody at all, with the exception of just the product. So that's me buying my own tax stamps. That's me paying for my own ammo. That was just a little one-time private showing deal. And Mike was phenomenal. And I am very, very grateful that he took me out there to show me this thing. But I do feel like I misled you guys quite a bit when I did that video. With all that being said and all that out of the way, let's get into the sound test. All right, so we're gonna do something different here. I know the camera angle is kind of janky. This is the best thing that I could think of at the time. What we're gonna do is my assistant here is gonna shoot 3 rounds out of each suppressor, excluding the Cat WB, because the Cat WB mounting system is too complex for her to mess with without me knowing that the WB is gonna be put on. And also the WB is audibly louder than all 3 of these. So let's go ahead and try it. I mean, that sounds good. There's no like pain. Feels like a crack, not a boom. Yeah, that's our good first starting point. Go ahead and switch. Okay, that one, the first round sounded louder. So the second one sounded louder than the first one. There was definitely a first round pop. It kind of got better, but I would still say that the first one was quieter than the second one. Very minimally. It was close, but I think it is quieter. All right, go ahead and switch. Yep. That one sounded, I would say, on par with the first one. Less of a crack and more of a boom, though. But as far as like sound, how it felt to my ears, it didn't feel a whole lot louder or quieter. It felt just about the same, I would say, but with a different tone. So the other one felt like just a crack. This one felt like a little bit more boom combined with a crack. So I would say in rankings from quietest to loudest, the first one was probably about the quietest in the sense that it had the least sound signature, so just a crack. Then the third one would be in second place. And then probably the second one would be in third place. The second one was a little bit louder than both of those, I felt like, and it did have a first round pop. I think that's pretty much where I'd rank them. But number 1 and 2 are very, very close. They're just a different tone, I think. All right, so lastly, we're gonna do the WB. Now, I had to put the WB on. I know that's what's being shot right now, but I just wanna hear it out here just to see if we can notice a difference. So go ahead, 3 shots. Okay, that is, yeah, drastically louder than the other 3. It's not entirely unpleasant. I mean, it's a WB. It sounds really good, but it is considerably louder than all 3 of those. Hopefully the microphones can pick it up. Okay, I think that about does it. All right, first I gotta give a huge shout out to Agency Arms for sending me out one of their GPRs for the back pressure testing. Unfortunately, the thing works a little bit too well. So this rifle has a 12 position adjustable gas block. And what I had pictured in my head was I was going to do lockback testing on each gas setting, much like, huge shout out, Rob from Silencer Analytics. However, without a can on it, it locks back at position 1, which is the least amount of gas. So this thing runs great and it runs very smooth, but it's not gonna work for that test because then every single suppressor would lock back at position 1 and we would have no data. So I'm just gonna try and give you guys a visualization of the gas, and I'm gonna let you guys decide which one you think has the least amount. You'll see the gas come out of the port, the gas come out of the front of the can, and just so you guys know, we are on position 1 for the entirety of this test. First up, we have the Cat WB, and we're just gonna do 10 rounds. All right, Centurion Maximus L, here we go. All right, PTR Spiritus, here we go. All right, Dillon, 5.56. Okay, I know I said I wasn't gonna give my opinion, and I will confirm this with more conclusive method of actually testing these, but I think based on shooting all of these, I would consider WB, Maximus L, and the Spiritus to be about the same. Very minimal difference between them. Dillon, I think, had a little bit more gas than all three of those. So that's where we stand on the back pressure. All right, real quick, before I just give a summary thought of my opinions on this thing, I do want to make something explicitly clear. When it comes to 5.56 suppressors and the way that I am talking to you, the viewer, when I say I think something is quiet, I'm referring to at the muzzle sound suppression. I'm not referring to at the port. The reason I do that, and I believe it's the better way to do it, is simply because every gun is going to be different. Every barrel length is going to be different. Every gas system is going to be different. You can tune your guns. You can do all sorts of stuff like that. So when I am speaking on these suppressors, I'm strictly referring to muzzle sound suppression. That's one important distinction I want to make, and I feel like I haven't expressed that enough. Out here in this environment, there's not very many rifles that are comfortable to shoot without ears on as the shooter. Now that being said, I could stand next to this, and I could stand next to the Dillon and even the Centurion, and I could listen to those pretty much all day. They're not loud, like they are really comfortable as the bystander. To the shooter, I wouldn't recommend it because you have port pop. Now, if you turn that gas all the way down to where it's barely cycling, that might be more bearable. Let's go ahead and cut to the flash test.
Good.
Just finished the flash test. I'm gonna let you guys be the judge. Who do you think was the winner? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram. But the PTR Spiritus. So, in summary here, what do I think about this thing? No, it's not as quiet as the first video that we shot with it. I still think this sounds very, very good. It was better on gas than I had anticipated. And it had a different tone than I anticipated. So it sounded like it had a deeper tone than what I remembered in the video. When I shot it side by side with the Dillon, they sounded pretty much identical. But this one definitely sounded like it had a deeper tone than the Dillon. Sound suppression, I mean, all three of these things are like so close together. Now, the WB, all three of these are for sure like considerably quieter than the WB. Aside from that, they're really all too close for me to give you guys any one direction. Go buy this one, go buy that one. It's up to you. Whatever suits your needs best based on the stuff that I have gone over in this video and based on other reviewers, what they're saying and the data and the numbers and all that stuff. The decision is yours at the end of the day. But I do still love the PTR Spiritus. I think it's a very, very good can. The Dillon surprised me in this video. It did very, very well, especially for its size. Even on the shorter barrel stuff, it seemed to pull ahead a little bit. And the Centurion, Maximus, what a phenomenal can. This is Centurion's first suppressor. So I genuinely can't wait to see what else they can come up with. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. Am I missing anything, camera girl?
No.
No?
Can we go watch Love Island?
Love Island? That shit's gay. I'd never watch that. Yeah, let's go watch it. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
And good night. Oh, we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Something like that. That works. We'll take it.
I was thinking like a late night talk show. They're like, thank you and good night. And it's already like 3 a.m. by the time they get off.